Welcome to r/Bestof Redditor Updates, where we have a classic whodunit. Our next Reddit post is from r/relationships. I'm a 24-year-old woman, and someone stole from me. How do I deal with the suspects? My grandfather recently passed away, and he left me and my brother a watch and a tin of cash each. We received about £750 each, and the watches are purely sentimental value. I was given the tin with the money on a Saturday afternoon and was too busy to go to the bank to deposit it, and banks are closed Sunday. Between Saturday afternoon and Monday morning, the cash and the tin were stolen. The tin was put in my bottom drawer on Saturday afternoon and wasn't there Monday morning. The issue is there were a large number of people who had the opportunity to take that money, and I don't know who did it. Seeing as I don't want to drag everybody onto the Jeremy Kyle show, I'm turning to Reddit for suggestions. How do I figure out who took this money? If I have to go to the police, I will. But I would rather not, seeing as I have no evidence. The suspects are as follows. My brother Michael, 27. He was at my house on the Saturday afternoon as we'd both received our inheritances. He hung out for a bit talking about my granddad. He only had 5 minutes in my bedroom alone, but I can't remember if I saw the tin after he left. I was more interested in the watch, as it had been a long day. I don't think it'd be him because he got his own money, but he does need money a lot more than me, as his girlfriend is pregnant. My best friend, Daniel, 24. He came over Sunday and had plenty of opportunity throughout the day. I told him about the money, but didn't tell him it was in my room. Daniel is wealthy as hell, and my £750 would be petty cash to him. I can't see why he would steal from me, but he would have had the best opportunity. My girlfriend, Carrie, 23. She stayed over Saturday night and was super quick to leave Sunday morning. She's been acting a bit off at the moment, but she doesn't really get on with my housemate. I don't think she'd steal from me. I wouldn't be with her if I did. But we've only been seeing each other for a couple of months. My housemate, Kane, 28. He wasn't in the house until Sunday evening, as his girlfriend was with him, and they both vouched for each other. Kane's a bit weird and has poor boundaries, especially with Carrie, but he's generally pretty honest. If I didn't think that he was a safe person to be around, I wouldn't be living with him. Kane's girlfriend, Alyssa, 21. I think it's her. I don't know her at all, but she really dislikes me and Carrie. But Kane swears up and down that he and Alyssa were in each other's sights the whole time, and that she isn't a thief. Alyssa is also super bad with money. So if she had an extra £750 lying around, she would have had her nails done and new clothing and things to show for it, which makes me think she might not have stolen it. Also, I have no idea how she would have known about the money or found it. I've spoken to each of the suspects. Michael and Daniel are outraged on my behalf, but have distanced themselves. Carrie is super worried that I think it was her, and is pointing the finger at Kane and Alyssa. Kane seems really confused by everything and won't comment, and Alyssa has accused everybody except herself and Kane. She's even suggested that there was no money and I'm trying to cause drama. Since that Monday, it's been awful. Carrie doesn't want to see me, Daniel's been avoiding me, and Alyssa has been really in my face and passive-aggressive about accusing her. Michael told me that it hurt him really badly to be accused of stealing from me. Are there any ideas or suggestions on how to figure this out before I get the police involved? And is there any point in involving the police? Down in the comments, we get this advice from Lampshade. So, your main suspects are Alyssa and Carrie. Wait until you're alone with Alyssa and Kane and tell them that you decided to give whoever it was a chance at redemption. If you find £750 anonymously sent to your account within 2 weeks, you'll consider everyone innocent and not notify the police. Then, wait until you're alone with Carrie. Tell her you decided to give whoever it was a chance at redemption. If you find $750 in a plain envelope in your mail within 2 weeks, you'll consider everyone innocent and not notify the police. OP replies, "Ooh, this is some Game of Thrones level stuff. I love it." Then, 4 days later, OP posted an update. I took each person aside and told them that I was going to the police if the money wasn't returned. I told each person to put the money in a different spot. About £100 was returned to the spot that I told Kane to use. Kane took me aside and told me not to be too harsh on his girlfriend Alessa, as she's only young. I played along and agreed. Later, I sent Alessa a text and asked her if she knew that Kane was pinning the theft on her. She hit the roof. She came to the house and flipped out at Kane. Apparently, Kane had told Alessa that he had seen Carrie taking it, and that everyone else was ganging up and blaming her. Kane apparently enjoys being the puppet master. I could fill a book with the lies he's been telling about the lot of us. His nutso behavior is more or less an act. The money was just sitting in his sock drawer. Alessa tore his room apart until she found the money, which she gave back to me. Kane just likes to see people fight. I'm moving out of Kane's place and in with Daniel. Alessa has dumped Kane. I have my money back. Daniel was never that fazed, so he's forgiven me. Michael is hurt, and Carrie is just relieved that I didn't really think that it was her. I'm probably going to spend this money on fun stuff to do with Daniel, Carrie, and Michael to smooth over the justifiably hurt feelings incurred. Why did this whole post read like a detective novel somehow? And with the genius assist from Lampshade, what a clever way to suss out the real culprits. Our next Reddit post is from r/relationship advice. I'm a 31-year-old guy, and my best friend is a 33-year-old guy. My friend is broke. He hasn't worked in over a year, he's running out of savings, and he's even had to ask his parents to support him. I asked him many times, why doesn't he try to get a job that's not in his field? He has a computer science degree, but has never worked in the field a single day in his life since graduating. Hold on, he's 33? Assuming he graduated at a typical graduation age, that's like 22? So he's been turning down jobs for 11 years? He's turned down lots of jobs because reasons. They don't pay him enough, they won't give him a higher up position right off the bat, etc. I'm well aware that he's deluded in that sense, but he has many other good qualities, and that's why I love the guy. So since graduating, the only jobs he's done is in share marketing, something like online investing in Forex. He said he made $20 a day and that it was enough for him. He's single, lives in a shared house, and doesn't spend much. Whatever makes him happy, right? The thing is, he's totally broke. I don't think he really is making even $20 a day on the shares because he's run out of money. He's stressed out and won't stop complaining about money problems. This is confusing for me, and I think it comes down to his pride not allowing him to get a job that's not fit for his ego. Now, I work as a server in a very nice restaurant, and I've offered him a job as a server many, many times. I have a great relationship with my boss, and after telling him my friend's situation, he didn't hesitate to say he wanted to help and would like to offer him a full-time job. My friend has been turning it down for months, not really giving much of an explanation. Today, he called me saying his parents have cut him off and asked to borrow money from me. I said that as a personal rule, I don't lend money to anyone, but that he was welcome to start working tomorrow with me. He again turned down the offer, and I got a bit frustrated because I'm offering him a solution to his money problems, but he won't accept it. We got into a bit of a banter, and he finally confessed that he thinks being a server is low and doesn't get you people's respect. I told him that respect is earned by getting off your butt and doing whatever you have to make ends meet. I asked him if he thinks that I'm low, and he backpedaled saying he didn't mean that I in particular was low, but the job itself was. He then straight up told me that nobody can respect me working as a waiter in my 30s. Wow. To be honest, I'm pretty upset. He thinks I'm low for working as a server. I got a degree too, but I couldn't find a job in my field, so I had to take the first job I could. I'm not some prissy prick thinking I'm too good to serve others. I take pride in being a waiter and doing a great job. I'm so hurt by his comments. Why is he my friend if he thinks that I'm low? I didn't want to say something nasty or get into an argument with him, so I only told him that he was being very offensive and I felt like he needed time to think about what he said to me. He replied saying there was nothing to think about, then gave me a list of low jobs like street sweeper, cleaner, etc., and said that it's a fact those are low, not respected jobs. I asked him to apologize before this snowballed into a full-blown argument, and he said he stood by what he said. I don't want to overreact, but I don't know if we can keep being friends after this. I really don't know what to do. I don't want to badmouth him, but he should examine his life and learn empathy. I'm a very easygoing and forgiving person, but what he said hurt me and was idiotic. The man who refuses to work calling me low. I don't know what to do. Then, the next day, OP posted an update. In an interesting turn of events, he called me today and said that he'd thought it through and he decided he's willing to accept the job with one condition. As if he was the one doing me the favor. And that is that he's to be made a manager right off the bat. And that he should move in with me so that I could drive him to work because the bus from his house to my workplace takes 35 minutes. And that's over an hour of commuting each day. He then suggested that I move my youngest daughter into my elder daughter's room so that there's an empty bedroom for him in my house. So he had obviously given this some thought. I was dumbfounded. The sense of entitlement and the level of pride you gotta have to make those demands is astonishing. I know he's never had a proper job, but he's not stupid. He has to know that you can't be made a manager if you don't even know the names of the dishes and how to serve a coffee. It's all about his pride. He's got a bigger ego than I thought. He can't be humble enough to accept a waiter job and work things out from there. He needs to be made a manager so that it won't hurt his pride too much. To be honest, I was so out of words that I said I didn't want to talk and hung up. I can't explain how off-putting that conversation was. I felt repulsed by him. I feel disgusted, as if something has changed inside of me. I can't have a person like him in my life. What makes a person refuse all help just out of sheer pride? My wife says that I've been patient and kind enough to him throughout the years, and I should let him figure things out on his own. He really is broke. Before his parents cut him off, they were covering his rent and bills, and he survived on the $20 a day that he claimed to be making investing in Forex. I know he barely eats, and can't even afford a new pair of shoes and some other stuff. I know he's got no money, but then why won't he accept the job? He's not shy, has no mental health issues, has no problem dealing with people. He's refused many other jobs in the past, even jobs related to his degree, computer science. He's got the wrong idea that he should be given higher up positions right from the start because he's him and that's what he deserves. That's the reason he hasn't worked a single day since graduating like a decade ago. Anyway, I've got to do some deep thinking and reevaluate this friendship because I don't like the person he's becoming. His dad is a bus driver and his mother is a retired teacher. They're lovely, humble, down-to-earth people. I think they've done the right thing cutting him off. I know they're both struggling financially, so it's not fair for their son to leech off of them. His mother even had to go back to work doing some tutoring in order to make some extra money to be able to support my friend. I'd be so ashamed if I made my 70-year-old mother go back to work just so I could be sitting at home dreaming of landing the perfect job while actively doing nothing to get one. Anyways, I'm rambling. Sorry, I'm just so mad. My wife says it's time to cut the cord and distance ourselves from him. I think she might be right. OP is clearly a really nice, caring guy because why else would you give any amount of credibility to a person who's unemployed and has been for the past decade, mooching off of their parents at the age of 33? The guy talks about being a waiter being a low job as if mooching off of your parents as an adult isn't way, way, way lower. This is classic choosing beggar behavior. Our next Reddit post is from rSlash Am I Overreacting? We were out looking at Christmas lights tonight when my fiancé said that he had a surprise for me. He usually isn't great with surprises, so I was intrigued. We drove a ways and pulled up to this house. Mind you, it's nighttime. It's a gorgeous house with a for sale sign in the yard. He asked, "What do you think of this house?" I've been dying to move out of my cramped one-bedroom apartment. So I'd literally move into a medium-sized shack if I had the chance. I told him it was very pretty. He said, "What do you see in the yard?" I told him I saw a for sale sign, and then he told me to look again and pulled back. The sign said under contract. It started to click in my head, and I'd started to get really excited. He let me sit in my excitement for a while before I asked, "Is this our house?" And he started laughing and said, "Nope," and drove away. Am I overreacting? I haven't stopped crying. That was one of the cruelest things I think I've ever had done to me by someone I love and trust. Down in the comments, someone asks, could he even afford it? And OP says, he most definitely could afford it. Then, 2.5 months later, OP posted an update. I just wanted to come back and say that, as of yesterday, the wedding is off. He started to show some very negative tendencies that lean towards abuse. Thank you guys for your support. This is not easy. As cruel as that prank was, this guy did OP a favor by doing it before the wedding instead of revealing this behavior after the wedding. That was r/Best of Redditor updates, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.